Welcome back to this YouTube channel. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Patrick Kim, and today I'm going to be breaking down how we were able to secure over $1 million in cash collected on high-ticket mentorship programs within 5 days, and how you guys are going to be able to do the same, whether you're a coach, a consultant, or an online business owner that sells high-ticket programs, mentorship programs, or even courses. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm a COO for a online education company, and what we do is we basically help coaches and creators be able to help them scale by running their funnels, running their ads, setting up email copy, or even content campaigns to be able to help them build their coaching business to the next level. How we took this business from $150,000 a month to $1.7 million a month, all through selling through virtual online events. So if you guys are a coach and you maybe sell a business opportunity, maybe it's a health opportunity, or even if it's something to help people get into relationships, you're solving a problem. However, you're looking to scale your coaching business and take it to the next level in 2026. So what I want to break down to you guys is this event called a 5-day challenge. This is so important in how the world is moving in terms of digital product and digital marketing, is that most people, they can't run VSLs. Maybe you tried webinars, maybe you tried low ticket funnels, or even tried running your own monthly reoccurring community. In this video today, guys, what I'm gonna be breaking down is how we started the process of promoting this event. The second thing is the psychology, and the third thing is executing the event so that way you could have a 7-figure event, or even better, running your own 5-day challenge. So how this all worked out is we've been building this brand and this company for the past 2 years. And I've been the operator behind the whole playing field of this company. And what I've been able to do is not only help this client be able to scale, but be able to help him build his brand to take him to that next level. And one of the biggest things is making sure that it is the right time to run a challenge. Most people that you see online, they're probably promoting a 5-day event, a 3-day event. And usually they're trying to start that off when they're running their own coaching business. My recommendation is wait, right? Figure out the vehicle and figure out the products and offers that work well inside of your business and that sell and are proven to get results. For us, we didn't rush into getting into a challenge when we started, selling coaching and started teaching other people. The thing that we did was took our time and be patient with it. We waited until we got enough people on our webinars. We waited till we had enough proven results to be able to share this to a mass amount of people. And the third thing is make sure that we had the right ad budget. Be able to take that ad budget to be able to bring it into a bigger event to sell high ticket and mass. So one of the biggest things when it comes to running a 5-day challenge is not only just the framework itself. I think one of the biggest things is that you could always copy framework, but you can't copy what goes behind the system. You can't copy what is really being taught on the actual event. So one thing that I would say is always make sure that you have the infrastructure, make sure that you have the people and the manpower to help you with this event. And the third thing is making sure that you have the proper SOPs and KPIs of the goals that you want to hit. For us, it didn't make sense to run a challenge when we were only doing $500,000 a month. We needed something that was more. We wanted something that was bigger. And the biggest thing when it comes to a challenge, it does take a long time to promote, and you have to turn off your other business infrastructures. Maybe if you're running a VSL, maybe if you're running webinars, the biggest thing that when it comes to a challenge is it's going to be challenging for your team and your company to be able to take time away from what usually works and be able to promote this one event. For us, what usually works and how this could implement into your business is that you want to point out a certain date, right? And the certain date, you want to have up to 4 weeks of promotion to be able to bring these people in the door and teach them and impact them to be able to buy a product at the end of the event. For us, what we did is we started selling tickets. We started selling tickets on week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And we sold these tickets through webinars. If you guys don't know what webinars are, it's basically where it's a free class that goes on every single week where we are teaching new leads, we're teaching new people about the business structure and the business model that we do teach other people. And not only that, giving them a ticket to attend this event. The one thing that I've learned is that free events like webinars, they work really well. However, you're gonna average around a 30% show up rate. Maybe you're missing out on 70% of the people, and maybe even convert only 10% of the people that come through the door. So how we maximize the people that came into the door when it came to our webinars for selling, these online tickets to attend the challenge, what we did was we did mass email marketing. We did mass SMS reminders, right? And then not only that, we even had our sales team start dialing our old leads to re-invite them back into the room to hear about this new event that we're doing. The cool thing about challenges is that they're exciting, they're new. Maybe you've always done webinars inside of your community. Maybe you've already done coaching calls inside of your community. The one thing that you want to understand as a coach and as a business owner is that you want to be able to bring something new to your customers, right? So what we did was we ran one cold webinar every single week. We ran an encore webinar every single weekend. So 2 days after the cold webinar, we would re-invite the people that did not attend, so that way they could see the message and be able to buy a ticket. Maybe it was on a Saturday or a Sunday. And the other thing that we did was we actually ran warm webinars as well. And that's where we hosted an extra bonus call to be able to speak to our audience, to invite them to a new event that they've never attended. And one of the biggest things that we do as well is we do in-person events. The one bad thing that I don't like about, in-person events is that a lot of people can't make it to those events. A lot of people can't show up. So when you run a 5-day challenge or a 3-day challenge, what it allows your people to do is get more eyes on the actual event itself and allow more people to show up, because now they're able to watch it in their own home. So the biggest thing that we did was we ran cold webinars, encore webinars, and as well as warm webinars. We had a list of over 600,000 people that we could re-invite to a classroom to buy a ticket. And when you're selling these tickets, you don't give this event for free. I've seen many people do challenges, and one of the things that I've noticed is that a lot of people give this event away for free. The whole point of running a challenge is it's supposed to be a paid event. When people pay, they pay attention, but they also show up for the thing that they've invested into. So your whole goal is not to make it like your normal webinars. Your whole goal is to make sure that people buy a ticket to attend this conference. And then what we did as an upsell is sell them on the recording if they weren't able to make it. So based off of these events, we were able to sell over 1,000 VIP tickets at $197. And then not only that, we were able to sell 400 tickets, which was general admission, at $97. And then we sold an upsell of the recordings for only $27. So going into this event, we were already up $200,000 from even running cold ads, but also re-inviting the people that we've never sold onto. So the cool thing about it is that there was 1,400 attendees, right? 1,400 people that bought tickets. 800 of those people actually bought a recording as well. And when we ran this event 4 weeks later, we were able to invite those people into the first day, which is a kickoff call. This is where we give them the itinerary of how the next 3 days are going to go. And not only that, making sure that we break the ground rules of what you should be doing, how you should be attending, how you should be engaged inside of this group chat that we've invited our VIP members to. When it comes to VIP members, they're invited early to each single day. And then we also set up motivation calls in the morning to make sure that they have the different habits that it requires to be able to be successful during this event. And what this allowed us to do is every single time that we did a class, whether it was a kickoff call where VIP members were able to attend, maybe it was the first day, which is the introduction day, the motivation in the morning. The second day is the motivation in the morning, as well as the funding day and application day. And then the third day is actually when we make the offer. The crazy thing about this paid event, this challenge, is that the numbers and the stats look completely different from running any free event or virtual conference online where anyone could attend for free. We actually had a 90% show up rate every single day, right? So the most important thing when it comes to coaching, when it comes to selling at an event, is getting people to actually attend the event. So that's the reason why I love challenges now. This is my second time running a 7-figure event within the past 3 months. And the biggest thing that I've noticed is that going from webinars where you miss out on 70% of the people showing up to your class is that now you go and play the different cards of now there's 90% of the people in the room. And when you get to your deposit day, your application day, I would say, which is the second day, this is when you're helping people understand that, hey, look, there is value, right? If I spend 2 days with you or 3 days with you and you're my mentor, I expect my life to be different. I don't expect it to be the same, right? So if you're someone that has a lot of value, maybe you've already been teaching, maybe you've been doing this for a long time now, and you feel like, I feel like there's a lot for me in this marketplace. However, I'm not reaching the people I need to reach. You need to start running your own paid events. It's so important in this coaching space because sometimes it's hard to run a free webinar. You're tired of people not showing up. People aren't taking your direct to cart course. They're not booking a call on your webinar. Maybe it's a VSL. There's too much risk at the beginning. Maybe you don't have the ad budget to be able to get that many book calls to be able to test your campaigns. Or maybe it's a low ticket funnel or monthly reoccurring. It's not enough money for you to be able to grow and scale. This is why challenges matter. You want to be able to sell high ticket, start making high ticket money, and start running infrastructures that cost you more, but will allow you to make more once you're fully completed with it. So every single day we brought in different guest speakers, we brought in different, infrastructures, different models, ways that they could grow into this business to be able to help them scale and build their business. And by the time we got to the third day, this is when we did a deposit. So anyone that applied on the second day, we invited them to a classroom on the third day and allowed them to take action on the offer. We added urgency by giving them bonuses. We gave away things. We gave away prizes every single day, cash prizes for them to attend and be able to show up. Your whole goal is to really love on the people, make sure that they show up. They paid for your event to attend. And all you're doing is breaking down the infrastructure of an in-person event down to 3 to 5 days, right? If someone were to spend 5 days with you, I promise you, once they get to that 5th day and they're able to make a deposit or be able to apply to work with you, there's a decision that the customer has to make. Either I'm gonna go back to my old life where I know things aren't the way as planned or the things aren't going the way I wanted to, or the second option is, hey, I might as well give up, an extra, $2,000 to $7,500, whatever it is, to actually hear more about what this creator is talking about and what this creator can actually teach me, whether that's a 3-month, 6-month, or even a 12-month program. And what I say is so important in the execution of it, in the execution of your team. We had a team of over 20 people, whether that was customer support, whether that was email marketing, ads, sales members, or even an operator like myself. And the biggest thing that comes with it is that it is a stressful event, but it also leads to unrealistic goals. Like running a 7-figure event within a month and a half is honestly something crazy to say and something that I've seen a lot of people accomplish. It doesn't change in terms of what you teach or what you sell. It honestly depends on, are you built to do this type of event? I've always strayed away from it when I first started in info, only because I didn't know. And one thing that I could tell you is that it's one of the easiest and fastest ways to grow a coaching business and work with the people that are more vetted and work with people that are actually worth your time, right? I'm not saying, these low ticket customers aren't worth the fulfillment or saying these mid-ticket buyers aren't worth the fulfillment, but you're working with a different crowd of people. You've nurtured them for over a month within this group chat. They paid to attend your conference. And not only that, they spent 5 days, every single day, changing their life and changing their habits to be able to hear you speak. So imagine when that person pays $7,000, $10,000, or even $15,000 to you, you already get rid of the buyer's remorse. You already get rid of their objections. And not only that, you make sure that they're someone that is qualified to work with you, right? You're not just going to sell a cold lead on something that they don't know about. They spent 5 days with you. And what's so important is that whenever you're running a 5-day challenge is that you have your sales members, they start selling tickets at the beginning when you promote. Not only that, there are also the people that are behind the scenes during the challenge when someone makes a deposit and now they're collecting on the rest of the payment. let's just say the offer price is $10,000. You can put down a deposit on the last day for people to take action on it. And let's just say 100 people take that $2,000 price point. You've collected over, I wanna say, what is that, 200,000 all in one day. And then not only that, all those people are booked to a call with an advisor or a sales rep, and those sales reps are collecting up on the price of the contracted, which is the rest, of $800,000. I'm just breaking simple math, but overall, what you wanna do is be able to have enough people that will apply, enough people that will show up, and not only that, enough people that will be willing to take the offer, as long as you continue to nurture every single day. And that's the most important thing when it comes to operations, is that we focus on optimization over scale, and then make sure that everything runs smooth, right? Someone that's making sure that there is a challenge funnel, right? Registration funnel to buy the tickets. The second thing is setting up email nurture sequences to build any urgency for people that haven't bought through the opt-in, or people that haven't even bought the offer, right? If they buy a general admission ticket, you wanna make sure that you have emails, text messages, even outbound dialers, upgrading those people to get into the VIP. Because the one thing that separates general admission and VIP is, do you wanna take the normal lane and wait behind everybody else and not be a part of a whole community? Or do you wanna take the fast lane, the priority lane, and be a part of everyone else that went VIP as well, right? The next thing that we do is we make sure that the ads are running. Not only are you running ads to your events that you do every single week, which are the webinars to sell your tickets, making sure that you run ads to the actual sales page of the tickets, making sure that you can get other cold audiences, not only just from selling at events, not only your salespeople, closing people, and calling people on your email and contact list, but making sure that you have the numbers that make sense for, if I get a 90% show up rate, by the time I run my conference or my 5-day challenge, making sure that the people are going to be there and making sure there's enough people that have bought in tickets. The next thing that you wanna focus on is, after you start selling tickets and you start promoting, is making sure, what is the second step? The second step is making sure that you have an application page. The application page is super important. This is the second day, or maybe it's the third day, whether you're running a 3-day or 5-day event. But the application is so important. This is basically to understand more about the people that have bought in tickets, right? So this is gonna ask them about their first name, their last name, their email, whatever business model you teach, what do they do for a living? How much money do they make a year? And then how soon would you be able to work with this creator if you were chosen for this mentorship program? So this gives our advisors enough information to be able to pack this up, so that way when we do have the deposit days, whenever we do, clean up the whole event itself, the whole goal is that our sales reps have enough information about the actual audience. The next thing that we do is make sure that we have the sales page for the deposit. This is gonna be all your valuable information, all your deliverables, all on one certain sales page for people to understand what you are currently selling them. This is going to be presented on the day of your deposit. This is going to be presented on the day of, when you start running retargeting ads later on, but making sure that you have that fully set up as well. So whenever someone buys a ticket, making sure there's an email sequence of reminders to show up every single day, make sure that they're in the group chat, making sure that things are running smooth, right? They understand the itinerary. The next thing after that is making sure the group chat is there. So you plugging in a client success manager that can show up every single day, drop gems, drop homework, making sure that these people are engaged, right? Just because they're a paid customer, a paid event holder, doesn't mean they could just show up like that, because it's 4 weeks out. Maybe they bought it 4 weeks out, 3 weeks out, 2 weeks out. You wanna make sure that you nurture them inside of the group chat, get them familiar with other people, give them some game advice on how they should go about this event in the next 4 weeks. So what we're doing is setting up reminders that are strong. We're setting up, nurture campaigns within the community that they're a part of. And the third thing is making sure that, hey, look, we have this person's engagement and attention. So that way, when the event starts, they're going to be there. Going into the actual event, the things that you want to focus on is making sure that you set up reminders for every single day and the night before. So this could be a text in the morning, a text in the afternoon, a text during the middle of the day, text an hour before the actual event starts. And then not only that, during the actual webinar or the class, so that way people are constantly showing up every single 15 minutes. So we're sending out probably over 15 text messages and 2 emails and also an RVM, which is a ringless voicemail, to make sure that people show up for day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5, right? Super important. Not only are they paid, just making sure that they don't, waste their investment of investing into a ticket, right? The next thing that happens after that is during every single one of those days, whether that's the kickoff call, whether that's the first day, second day, third day, or fourth, fifth day, whatever it is, you wanna make sure that you're running a retargeting ad campaign. This ad campaign only retargets the list of your buyers, and every single day you should be running a $25 to $50 campaign to make sure that these people show up and these people are getting invited to the group chat just in case your automations don't work. And what this allowed us to do was actually make sure that we had 100% attendee rate inside of the actual group chat that we were hosting. And not only that, make sure that our show up rate was gonna be high on every single day that we did a call, right? People can attend at the very beginning, but you'll start to see that people start to drop off as the week goes, right? A lot of people, it's like entrepreneurship in general. Most people can't commit, right? They'll commit first and then they won't show up later. So your whole goal is to constantly be in front of them. That's promoting on all your social media platforms, making sure that you have retargeting ad campaigns, making sure that your sales advisors, people that have sold tickets on your team for you, are calling these people to show up every single day for the event and making sure that they're inside of the room, right? So we're doing constant reminders to make sure that these people are there because they've invested into this event itself. And overall, the whole goal is that if you can get a 90% show up rate, think about how many people actually take the offer, right? Usually it could be a 20 to 30% conversion. So think about it. If you have 1,000 people in the room, 1,000 people in the room, 30% of those people take a $5,000 offer. That's 300 people times 500, or a $5,000 offer. That's a $1.5 million event. And I'm just breaking it down in the simplest ways, but we've been able to do this multiple times, whether that was last year, this year, start of 2026, and we have one planned out for probably almost every other month. These are one of those events that is worth the time, it's worth the stress, it's worth the energy, because not only do you get to work with the right people, you get to impact a lot of people throughout doing a long conference like this, right? Being able to connect them to your resources, be able to change someone's life within 5 days, right? So if you're a coach out there and you're really looking for what is next in my business, or I feel stuck in my business, I have a proven offer. I run ads. I have a good amount of budget. I'm omnipresent on all social media platforms. However, I want to be able to make money faster. One thing that I could say is that this might be the solution for you, running a 5-day conference. And to keep it straightforward and things like that, if I were a brand new coach and I was starting out this business, I would find every single way to build up my list as fast as possible, get my authority out there, and I would run a 5-day challenge. It's only right for people to understand who I am, the authority that I have. But I want to tell you guys that I've seen many people in my circle, people that I talk to on a daily basis that are running these type of events and making millions and millions of dollars every single month off of these events. So I know if you're a coach out there, you're an online business coach and you're looking to sell more mentorship programs, this is going to be your answer, right? So if you guys want to know more about how you guys can get involved, maybe you want to learn more about my framework where I break it down step by step, literally show you every single thing from campaigns that we run, things that we've shown, things that we've sold, things of the SOPs and KPIs that I had for all of our sales team members or just our team in general. Down below, you guys are gonna see an actual link to a school community. This is where I teach people how to become their own operators, taking their skill sets from being a high ticket closer, email service provider. Maybe it's also running ads and doing media buying, but helping these people get into coaching businesses so that way they can do the same things that I do. Or if you're a coach, a consultant, maybe you don't need an operator and you're just looking, hey, look, I know how to do all these things. I want to be able to do this without, having to pay someone else. I'm gonna be dropping that inside of my school community where you guys are gonna be able to build out the same infrastructures. And not only that, be able to have the same templates, the license frameworks that I built out for clients that I've worked with, so that way you guys can do the same. So down below, that's where you guys are gonna be able to find that school community. You guys could also book a call with me if you guys want to learn how to build this infrastructure out for your business. But outside of that, this is a video about how to run a actual challenge and how you guys can do the same thing with your own coaching business or even for your client as well. So if you guys haven't followed me or subscribed to me, make sure that you click that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment down below, or if you have any questions about how can I build out infrastructures for my clients, different things like VSLs, monthly reoccurring communities, webinars, book a call funnels, whatever it is, make sure that you drop that comment down below. But I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.